for having me today, and thank you for your patience. I think I've been here too since about 11:30. I flew in last night from Arizona. I'm the president of America's Mighty Warriors, which was founded in memory to my son, Mark Allen Lee. And I brought a picture of it because I think we forget the personalness of this war and what these young men and women have given. He stood out in the direct line of fire 3 times that day on purpose and gave up his life for you, for me, for this nation that he so loved. And one of the things that he did was he fought against the terrorists over there and gave up his life so that we would not have the terrorists back over here on the soil. A year ago today, I was in Vietnam. A year ago today, I was in Gitmo, and I went into detention camp 4, and I was in detention camp 5. And I'm probably one of the unique ones in this building today that has seen the facility over there. It's an amazing state-of-the-art facility. We don't need to build a new one to house the terrorists. He had mentioned the enemy combatants that we have over there. The purpose of that facility is to keep them off of the battlefield so they're not back there, so our men and women are not fighting them a second time. We have detained 70,000 enemy combatants. 1% of them are at Gitmo. These are the worst of the worst. When I went into the facility, we had to put, the women in our group had to put long sleeve pants, or long sleeve shirts. We had to have pants that covered our legs completely, and our feet had to be completely covered, so we wouldn't offend the terrorists. I was appalled when I heard that. My son gave up his life. I don't have my son because of the terrorists. How about other families, 9/11 families who don't have their families? Do you not think they're offended by what the terrorists did? But I knew I wanted to comply and go in and see firsthand. I'm not a person who takes other people's information. I want to know for myself. And we went in there, and as we were in detention camp 5, which is where they're individually in cells. And by the way, they're going to be a little upset when they come there. Their cells there are 10 by 12, and they're in there by themselves. They have 5 menu plans that they can choose from each week. Their meals are tested within a 7-degree temperature. If it's not the right temperature, they don't just reheat it. They throw it out and start all over again. So bringing them here, I can see where they're going to be even more irritated. The guards there have an annual 450 attacks on the guards that are there. That doesn't count the attacks where they have feces or urine thrown at them. Half of those attacks require medical attention. Think about what you're doing to your guards that are serving here if we bring the combatants here. I think it's just appalling that so much of the testimony that I heard today talked about money. These are the lives of our men and women who have fought for our country, who, like my son, have given up their lives for this country. And to see it reduced to a financial thing, yes, these are difficult economic times for all of us. I live in Arizona, we've got one of the highest foreclosure rates down there. But I know that you're wise men and women, that you can find out better ways to bring funds in. And as Bev said, there's people out there that have wisdom in those areas and are willing to work with you in those areas. So as a mother of a son who's given everything for this nation, I would beg and plead with you to think seriously about this decision, how it would dishonor our men and women who've sacrificed and have given so much for this nation, who I'm so proud of. Thank you. Written by Lieutenant Colonel Gordon Cuckoo, who's been over there 5 or 6 times. I read the book shortly after I came back from being in Guantanamo, and he documents so many of the things that I saw over there in those camps, and the professionalism with which our men and women are serving over there.
Thank you. We'll next proceed with